Imagine watching your own dreams. Not just remembering them, but actually hitting play.
Like a movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Blurry castles, maybe flowers made of light. What if AI could help you see your imagination? Beat. Okay, let's unpack this a bit. Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a really fascinating look at the latest in AI. We're talking everything from recording your, well, fleeting thoughts to understanding how AI subtly reshapes our human connections.
and we've got quite a journey planned for you. We'll kick off with that DIY AI dream recorder, which sounds pretty wild.
It really does.
Then we'll explore AI's impact, and it's broad across education, health, creativity, lots of areas. After a quick moment, we'll cap it all off with a really compelling new study.
Yeah.
It asks a deeply human question. What actually happens to empathy in a world saturated with AI? Yeah, this is where things get really thought-provoking, I think.
Okay, let's start there then with that really imaginative piece of tech, the DIY AI dream recorder. This isn't just some sci-fi concept, right? It's a real project from a Dutch design studio called Modem.
Modem, right.
And the core idea, it's actually brilliantly simple. It aims to take those, elusive, half-remembered dreams.
The ones that just vanish when you wake up.
Exactly those.
Yeah.
And turn them into these grainy, often surreal video replays, sort of like a low-resolution movie of your subconscious.
What's really neat is how straightforward the process sounds. You wake up, still kind of groggy, you push a button,
Right.
and you just speak your dream out loud. Describe whatever you remember. Then the device takes those words, those whispered descriptions, and generates a low-res video.
Oh.
And what makes it special, they say, is that it's deeply personalized. It reflects your style, your language, your unique imagination. So yeah, those blurry castles, floating rooftops, flowers made of light you mentioned, they become visual directly from what your brain cooked up during REM sleep. It's like, well, like magic almost.
And the DIY part is really key here. Modem's made everything completely open source.
Okay, so anyone can build it.
Pretty much. The code, the hardware design, all the instructions are right there on GitHub. You literally build it yourself. You'll need an HDMI display, an 8GB processor, a USB mic, a micro SD card, things like that.
Standard maker stuff.
Yeah, and if you're feeling ambitious, you can even 3D print your own shell for it. The total build cost is surprisingly approachable. It's around $285 maybe. Plus just tiny AI fees per dream.
Like pennies.
Yeah, like $0.01 to $4.14 depending on the quality you want. It even stores 7 dreams, one for each night of the week.
A week's worth of dreams, huh?
And a cool touch. You can add style prompts to sort of guide the visuals.
Okay, but what's really fascinating here, maybe beyond just the tech itself, is Modem's philosophy. Why build this? They didn't build it to boost screen time, apparently, or to collect your personal data for some big monetization plan.
That's refreshing.
It really is. Their intention is kind of the opposite. They're exploring something called ambient computing.
Ambient computing, what's that in simple terms?
Basically, technology that just fades into the background, gets out of your way. It's a concept inspired by Mark Weiser from Xerox PRs way back. You know, most new devices try to automate or monetize everything. This dream recorder, it just listens quietly, patiently. It's a thoughtful piece that it kind of implicitly asks us, what should AI do, not just what can it do?
Yeah.
And Modem even has this unique approach for their studio. They've set a sunset date, 2030.
A sunset date, or the whole studio.
Yeah, no IPO, no infinite roadmap chasing growth, just thoughtful, time-boxed invention, focusing on specific, maybe meaningful projects.
Whoa. Imagine seeing your most abstract thoughts come to life like that. What a concept. It really makes you stop and think, doesn't it?
Right.
What a unique way to use AI, not for big automation, but for really personal introspection. So beyond the cool gadget, what's the biggest takeaway from Modem's approach here?
I'd say it's AI design focused squarely on quiet self-understanding, not grabbing data or cash.
That's a powerful contrast, definitely. Okay, moving from those personal dreamscapes to the broader landscape, AI's real-world impact is just undeniable now.
Yeah.
Often pretty dramatic. Take education. You hear this phrase, ChatGPT equals cheat GPT.
Oh, yeah,
And it's catching on for a reason, right? Studies show something like 90% of college students are openly using it for assignments. You might have seen that viral video. UCLA grad student, just casually flexing how he uses ChatGPT for his work.
Yeah, saw that. It's wild.
It's fundamentally shifting things, how students study, how teachers even design courses.
And that impact stretches right into the professional world, too, doesn't it? Especially with these intensifying AI talent wars. Meta, for example, just poached 4 more OpenAI researchers. That brings their total from OpenAI alone to 8.
8? Wow.
Yeah, it kind of sheds new light on their CEO's supposed secret list of top AI people he's targeting. Though, quick side note, at least one of those researchers publicly said they definitely didn't get the rumored $100 million offer.
All right, always take those huge numbers with a grain of salt.
Exactly. But still, the competition for top AI minds, it's fierce, almost like an intellectual arms race.
Changing gears a bit on a more somber note. A really crucial AI warning. And this is serious. Please do not trust ChatGPT or really any LLM with your mental health.
Absolutely critical point.
There have been multiple documented cases now, people being involuntarily committed due to psychosis, and it was directly triggered by interactions with GPT.
That's terrifying.
It is. It's a powerful tool, sure, but it completely lacks the nuance, the empathy, frankly, the humanity needed for that kind of sensitive stuff. It generates text. It cannot offer therapy.
Well said. On a maybe slightly lighter but still kind of unsettling note, have you seen those viral AI-generated cell phone videos?
The ones that look super real.
Yeah, hyper-realistic. They look like they were actually shot on phones just capturing random moments. The comments are full of people saying stuff like, "We are also getting scammed when we're old."
Yeah, I can see that.
It really blurs the line.
Yeah.
It makes you question the authenticity of pretty much everything you see online.
It's incredible how fast that line is just dissolving.
Yeah.
But, okay, on a very positive note, for AI's real-world uses, especially in healthcare, Microsoft's new AI, it's apparently diagnosing diseases 4 times more accurately than human doctors.
4 times. That's huge.
Isn't it? And maybe even better, it's cutting testing costs by about 20%. The method it uses is fascinating too. It's called a chain of debate model.
Chain of debate? How does that work?
It means multiple top AI models collaborate, like a virtual medical panel, analyzing data together to reach a diagnosis.
Interesting. So they argue it out.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of healthcare, Tandem Health just got $50 million to boost its AI tool. It's aimed at reducing clinician burnout in Europe.
Oh, that's much needed. Burnout's a massive issue.
Exactly. A significant investment there.
And hey, for the creatives listening or just anyone who uses design tools, Canva now works directly inside ChatGPT.
Oh, really? How does that work?
It's the first official design connector for ChatGPT. Lets you edit designs without ever leaving the chat window.
Seamless.
Yeah, one-click integration. Makes design way more accessible, not just for pros.
Okay, so looking across all these different areas, education, health, creative tools, what do you see as the common thread? What's the big picture of AI's current impact?
Well, the common thread isn't just integration, I think. It's AI forcing us to fundamentally redefine things. Efficiency, originality, even what personal connection means day to day.
Redefining things.
I
Yeah,
got that.
that feels right. The pace really is breathtaking. Let's maybe dive into some of the specific new tools making waves right now.
Let's do it. Quick hits.
Yeah, quick hits. We're seeing stuff like PoCut. Uses AI for free photo creation. Just clicks or prompts. Then there's JotForm. Creates AI presentations that can actually talk, listen, answer questions from your file.
Presentations that talk back. Wow.
Right. For branding, PixArt Ignite 2.0 instantly generates assets, ads, videos, even custom fonts.
Making branding faster.
And if you need a digital twin, Demodazzle gets you an interactive assistant that looks and sounds just like you.
A digital me. Not sure how I feel about that one yet.
Huh. Yeah, maybe a little uncanny valley there. And finally, Table 1.0. This brings a Figma-like collaborative feel to basically any app on any browser tab.
Ooh, that sounds useful for teams.
Big time. Game changer for remote work, potentially.
And we've got some rapid-fire AI news quick hits, too. Meta just launched something called Superintelligence Labs. They poached 11 top researchers for it.
Superintelligence Labs. Sounds ambitious.
Doesn't it? Google expanded Gemini for education, over 30 new AI features for learning. And on a more future-gazing note, one scientist predicts the AI singularity within 20 years, by 2045.
Singularity. That's the point where AI surpasses human intelligence, right?
Exactly. Becomes smarter than us. Big concept.
Yeah.
Pause. Also, for the tech watchers, Elon Musk said Grok 4 is planned for release just after July 4.
Always timing things around holidays.
Seems like it. And for developers, Krister launched a web app to manage a network of AI coding agents, basically giving programmers an AI army to help them code.
An AI coding army. Okay. When you hear about this much rapid AI advancement, like almost daily updates, what's the overall feeling that it gives you?
You know, it's not just speed. It feels like a continuous, almost disorienting state of flux. The key thing, maybe, is how this accelerating change demands constant adaptation, not just from companies, but from us, as individuals trying to navigate work and life.
Constant adaptation. That sums it up well. Okay, let's take a quick moment here for our sponsor.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We've talked dreams, tools, industry shifts, but now we're going to pivot to something, well, profoundly human. Empathy. A new study just came out. Big one. 9 experiments, over 6,000 people. And it reveals a really interesting truth. We still prefer empathy from humans, even if an AI says the exact same thing word for word.
The study's design was actually quite clever. Participants got empathic replies in different scenarios, like someone sharing a personal struggle. Okay.
Sometimes they were told the reply came from a person, other times from a chatbot. But here's the crucial part. All the replies, every single one, were actually generated by AI.
So it was purely about perception.
Exactly. A pure test of perception, not the actual source. Kind of like a magic trick where you know how it's done, but the audience is reacting to the illusion.
And the results? What happened?
Well, they were pretty fascinating. Participants consistently rated the responses they thought came from a human as warmer, more supportive, much more emotionally satisfying.
Okay, that makes intuitive sense.
Right, but here's the kicker, the bit that really stood out. People were willing to wait days, even weeks, for the exact same response if they thought it came from a human.
Weeks, just based on the belief it was human.
Yeah. That's a pretty powerful statement, isn't it, about how much we value that perceived human connection and effort?
Definitely.
But wait, it gets even weirder. It highlights what the researchers called the AI touched effect. When people suspected a human might have used AI to help write their message, trust actually dropped.
So even just the hint of AI assistance made it feel less sincere.
Exactly. The mere idea of an AI-touched message made it feel less real, less trustworthy. I still wrestle with prompt drift myself sometimes, which makes it hard to trust the source completely on occasion.
Prompt drift?
Yeah.
Remind us what that is.
Yeah, prompt drift is just when an AI's output changes subtly over time, even for the same input. It can be kind of frustrating.
Gotcha. So why does all this matter for us day to day? What's the takeaway? It tells us it's not just what you say, it's who people think said it. The same words land differently depending on the perceived source.
Right.
Perceived authenticity seems to be everything. A message just feels more real, more genuine when we believe someone invested real time and, actual emotional effort, not just a quick AI prompt.
This study really highlights what you could call AI's emotional ceiling. AI can scale support, no question. It can generate millions of helpful, even empathetic-sounding responses, but it cannot scale deep, authentic human connection. That seems to be the inherent boundary. And if large language models, LLMs, those powerful AIs that generate human-like text, if they write more and more of our communications, our emails, our DMs, apologies, the risk is pretty clear, isn't it? We might just stop believing anyone truly means what they say anymore.
A crisis of authenticity?
Potentially. AI simulates empathy, but it can't feel it. And that gap, that fundamental difference, might be the most important one we need to keep in mind.
So considering all that, what's the single most critical takeaway from this empathy study for our daily lives as we navigate this increasingly AI-infused world?
I think it's that authenticity and real human connection. They remain paramount, even with all of AI's incredible capabilities.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now? From dream recorders designed for, well, quiet self-reflection, to AI rapidly changing industries like education and healthcare, to this really profound study on human empathy. AI truly is everywhere. It's reshaping our world at an incredible, almost dizzying pace.
It's a rapid, relentless evolution, isn't it? But as we integrate these tools more deeply into our lives, maybe the most crucial distinction is that space between what AI can simulate and what only human intention, real effort, and genuine feeling can truly deliver.
So maybe next time you're tempted to run it through ChatGPT for an important message, or even just a casual one, perhaps just, say it like you mean it. People can tell.
It really raises an important question for all of us, I think. In a world with more and more digital interactions, how do you make sure your messages always carry that authentic human weight?
Thanks for diving deep with us today. We'll catch you next time. Out T-Row Music.